We're
The
back.
B team, we are back. It is, what's today? Today is March 26th.
I like that shirt. I didn't say that before. I just saw it. I like that shirt.
We are, yeah, I do too. Yanks actually played the Mets spring training. Yankees won.
Yep, they did.
Um,
Stanton is batting above 200, which
Said-
was cool.
3 homers in the last 3 games.
He went above 200 on my birthday. I hate to say it, but that's a sign. This is going to be a great year, fellas.
This
Great year.
could be a false prophecy right here on Stanton. He could just be doing this, and then first week, he's back to where he is.
Oh, absolutely. I'm expecting nothing from the guy. When I say it's going to be a great year, I mean for us as individuals. I don't mean for Stanton. I guarantee that man's going to be batting 92.
It's just, as a DH, I feel like you really can't get any worse at batting than you already have been. Like, that's your main job, just hitting the baseball. That's all you have to do.
put it
You're
in
not
play.
good. I don't think any Yankees front office man, the head coach, which is still Aaron Boone, correct?
Yeah.
Aaron Boone is still the coach. I don't think he has any motivation to put Stanton into the outfield. There's no reason that you're risking
Injury.
the only good DH that you probably have.
I'm just thinking about this, and I feel like no one does this really, but why don't teams, when they look at their DH position, find a guy that can just get the ball in play? So many of them are just like, oh, we're trying
Power
to hit a
hitters.
home. Yeah. No one's like, I want to just get the ball in play. That could be, like,
I think
you could just find someone that's money at hitting. They could suck in the field, but they're great at hitting, and all they do is just put the ball in play, put the ball in play.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I feel like the DH is like that. It's specified as that type of position where you're looking for players that are probably going to strike out a bunch, but they're going to give you 25 to 30 home runs, low BA, and that's really it. But
That
it
makes
comes
no
in.
sense.
I agree, but I think for different teams, they look at it in a different way. Like the Mets, they just signed J.D. Davis. Like it's kind of going to be the same as like Giancarlo, where you're getting a better average and you're getting more contact, but can still play the field, but they're not going to. Like it's basically just home run base hitters.
It's crazy.
I don't know of any other DH that might be like a speed guy or straight contact. There are definitely some that are straight contact, but it's mostly just power.
I'm surprised that more teams just don't do that, because it's a designated hitter. They should be very good at hitting the ball, and I feel like a lot of them are like getting paid a lot of money to be a designated hitter, but really they should be called a designated strikeouter.
Yeah, or walks. Like if you can find a designated hitter, and this is very common where they're there and they issue walks and then they can't run the bases for a rat's ass, but that's where
fine.
you're using pinch runners to come in. It's just kind of one of those swing positions, utility positions that like you could really do whatever you want with it. Unfortunately, I think every team has that same mindset of let's just find a very strong hitter who's probably old and out of his prime, but could still at least get bat on ball and could potentially send it out of the park. Like that's really the only mindset they have for it. But let's stick on baseball because this is the wrench I want to throw you. Not really a wrench, but just the news. I feel like we didn't really get into it. I feel like we briefly touched on it. Besides the Mets, J.D. Davis. First off, just want to say, opening day. It's the 26th of March. Opening day is in 2 days. We made it. I mean, a new season has started. We did it. Football was over. We were in the midst of basketball, soccer, and hockey. And now we're back in baseball, dude. We got games every single day, pretty much. Something to bet on, something to watch. A whole new year. I can't wait. I'm so excited. It's going to be fun. But this Shohei Ohtani stuff is real fishy. Really, really fishy. I don't know if you've looked into it a lot.
There is no shot that he did not place those bets. If Pete Rose had an interpreter, he'd be a Hall of Famer. You saw that video. He would. I think the interpreter is getting he's getting the shit end of the stick.
I look at him like Mike LaFleur right now. He was the scapegoat for the Jets, and they're just trying to cover just for the brand of Shohei Ohtani and the MLB. I mean, Are you really going to trust the MLB with what's happening? All right, let me just give a backstory because I feel like maybe not a lot of followers know about what's going on here. So this happened probably a couple, like 3 to 5 days ago. Not really sure of the exact date. News came out that there was money being wired from Shohei Ohtani's bank account to some illegal sportsbook handler in Southern California. The first story was to cover his interpreter. I think his last name is Ipe Misuhara is his name, to cover his gambling debt, which is around $4.5 million.
Crazy.
And then he was taking Q&A, he was just on the press media conference recently, and he said that he knew nothing about this and that his interpreter was stealing money from him. So right off the bat, there are two different sides of the stories. You first said this, that, you were covering his gambling debts as a good friend, knowing that your interpreter probably gambles a lot and got sucked into the hole and you need to help him out as a friend. Mm-hmm. And then you go a couple days later and say that, we're not even friends, we're business partners, and he stole money from me. I'm the victim of this accusation.
I feel like this is just going to be one big O.J. Simpson. Like we're going to get 15 years, 20 years down the line, and everyone's going to know in the back of their head that he probably killed him. He probably made the bets, but he's innocent. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things, like the glove didn't fit.
Mm-hmm. But you look at a guy like Shohei Ohtani, and you never know anymore what really is behind the face of a person between gambling or some type of crime that happens. But like, you look at Shohei as a player, he's golden. He's great for the league. He's an absolute moneymaker for the MLB and was the Angels and will be the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. And you would never think, as just maybe like a fan of the game, that he would do something like this until you're in the world of sports gambling and you gamble. I gamble. He probably used to gamble. I don't think he gambles anymore. But like, you would never think he would do this. But now we've come to the time in our lives where it's like, he could have did it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not counting that out whatsoever. I mean, I just have so many questions and why this is so fishy. It's like, number one, what is the MLB going to do about this? I don't know. Are they even going to issue a suspension? I don't know. They're going to let this drag out.
How can they suspend them?
They're going to let this drag out for so long. It's going to be a huge case and a long case. They're not going to do a rat's ass about anything. They're just going to wait, let him play ball, and then just go on about their daily lives. Like,
we're going to be looking back at this moment in November, and we're going to look back at the season and say, wait, was he suspended? Was he? And then we're all going to realize he was never suspended. Nothing ever happened. We're just going to go on about like nothing happened. And if we go on like nothing happened, I think that we all owe Pete Rose a big apology because it is quite obvious that Shohei. Now this is coming from someone that has 0.01% of the bank account that Ohtani has, probably even less than that.
I mean, it's all of us here,
but I feel like I would recognize when 4.5 million is just not in my account. I recognize when there's $20 not in my account. So when like 4.5 million, like you're telling me he didn't know, and you're telling me that no one in his posse knew. His family is in his group. They're the ones that are in charge of his stuff.
But who really is in charge of his stuff? Like, okay, if he has a power of attorney, that's one thing. Like, if he has someone who can just handle everything with his discretion, okay. Like,
okay, but
I know.
How,
but
how are you telling me the translator is in charge of his funds?
Hey, thank you.
That makes no sense. That is the fishiest part.
Yes.
I think that he gambled and had an in with the guy that was helping him with his finances to do this. I also think that he lost a lot on the Angels money line last year.
Probably.
Just a really dumb bet all season.
Of course.
Never took it.
They're always
but Ohtani clearly
money.
did. And I think that they were both like, all right, can we get this guy? No, that's your dad. Can we get this guy? No, that's your wife. Let's get your translator. We can always get a new translator. Like,
So the thing is with translators or interpreters as well, it's not like,
or I guess he's an interpreter, right?
Yeah, it's not like he just shows up to the stadium and it's like, oh, hey, nice to see you again, and then just is by his side and like translate. Like, he's known this guy for years, and there were some interviews, I think in the University of Tokyo, where they were talking to other translators, or I'm sorry, interpreters, and they're like, dude, like, we're around them 24/7.
Yeah.
Like, we not only just translate for them, we're in their daily lives, going through financials, holding their financial accounts, doing, like, you're moving to a whole different continent. I mean, you need someone by your side. And
that's true.
It's funny too, because once that news, I believe, came out, they were just back in the dugout on the sideline, like shooting the shit, laughing and everything. I just think at the start, is it believable? Of course not. Like, you really, anything that comes out first time, you can't believe it firsthand. But once the story changed,
I have a question.
Very, very fishy.
Him and his interpreter were in the dugout shooting the shit after the story came out?
Yes, but I don't.
Oh, okay, so this guy did, that's the most obvious. Like, Ohtani clearly put these bets in. He clearly has a deal with the guy. I guarantee that this Ippy guy is getting paid millions right now to just shut up and go away by Ohtani. Like, he is being housed in Ohtani's basement probably. Like, this is insane.
It's like
Ohtani can, honestly, I'll forgive Ohtani for this if he just comes out and shows us the bet slip or the bet slips. And I just want to see what he lost, because it's one of those things where it's not like he won, Like, if he was betting on the Angels to win, and it's games where, like, he's putting up numbers and his team was just that ass, like, all right, we can't really be mad at the guy. If anything, the Angels owe him money. You know what I mean? They didn't get him help anytime.
I think it's 100% him.
It's 100% him.
It's either the guy was actually gambling and was in a hole so badly, because he said that he met this bookmaker at a poker tournament, and he's just been betting constantly and put himself in a hole where maybe Shohei actually was like, what the hell are you doing? Let me, for some reason, manage my own account and wire the money to you. It wasn't $4.5 million off the bat. It was incremental payments. So I think it was 2 payments of $1 million, and then a couple were like $500,000 after that. But, like, this story came out now. Imagine, like, how much money if he was actually winning money, and this was just going on for so long.
It probably was.
Yes.
I'm sure it wasn't like, how much did you say? 4.5 mil total?
4.5 million total.
I'm sure that wasn't one bet.
No.
It was over time.
No, if he's saying that it was 500,000, some of the wires.
Yes, like one-time payments, 500,000.
That is a great starting value for a wager if you got Ohtani money.
Why are you letting him handle your account, though? He's your interpreter. I get it. Like you said, like, interpreters do that, but you have the guy who probably got you the biggest steal of a contract in all of MLB history. Why not have that guy manage your finances instead of your interpreter, who's probably been your friend for over 6 years?
He probably knew of Ohtani's gambling addiction.
Just so sketchy. Go ahead, guys.
Okay, so what's happening now as far as the MLB is concerned? Are they investigating? Is there any kind of process going on?
So
they are investigating. I don't think they're investigating anything.
The feds are going to be on it. I mean, once the feds are on it, it's clearly just in their hands. And, like, it's MLB that's just going to be like, we'll let the feds handle it, and we'll just continue to let Shohei play baseball until something is 100% stated and is finished and there is some type of verdict on it. But now he's saying he's the victim, and MLB is not going to do a thing. They're going to let him play. They're going to wait on it. There's no reason. I mean, in their eyes, there's no need to do any intervention at the moment.
I need to go back to something here that you just said, where you said that the MLB is just going to sit back and let this ride, not have Ohtani do anything.
That's exactly what they're going to do.
Let me bring up a nice fellow who got absolutely royally fucked. Trevor Bauer. The MLB jumped the gun on that one.
Mm-hmm.
They were all about that one. And now we got Ohtani gambling out his ass, just sending his whole contract to some dude in just some random poker player probably living in a Marriott. Like,
if it was Javi Baez, he'd be done.
Yeah, like, this is insane. Would you rather Ohtani play through this when he was clearly betting on all of his stuff, while you have Trevor Bauer who's stuck in Mexico now because you guys ruined his life?
Are you asking me or as me and
I don't
the
really know
MLB?
who I'm asking. I kind of
If you're
got
asking
lost
the
there,
MLB, it's
but I'm
obvious
just
what they
saying that the
wanna do.
MLB's got to pick a side here. You either suspend everyone right away like the NFL does, or everything is just mayhem. You know, you just let until they're guilty, they're proven guilty, everyone's innocent.
So crooked,
Like,
bro. Manfred
you
and
gotta,
the MLB
you
are
gotta
so
pick
crooked.
a side. Like just because Ohtani's the best player in the league and he's the face of the league now, does not mean that he can just be given a free pass on everything.
So I was reading.
Trevor Bauer got screwed.
I was reading the one rule that is like incorporated in the MLB's regulations and whatnot. I think it's Rule 21. Any player, personnel, or club member can bet on any non-diamond affiliated sport.
Yeah.
However, in California, gambling is illegal. So if you're gambling anything at all, illegal bookmaking or just something in terms of gambling, wagering money, you get a suspension, about a year suspension, kind of like PEDs and whatnot. So, you know what, though? I hate to say this.
California needs to grow up.
That too. But if there was any other player, like I would not give a shit about this. But the fact that it's their number one player in the whole league that is so important to them, it's going to be a shit show. And I'm so here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for the Dodgers. Yamamoto probably got screwed out of all of this. He's like, oh, I want to go to LA and play with Shohei. And then this comes out, and now he's all alone. So he got screwed.
Well,
and I love it. And Shohei's probably going to get screwed at some point, probably after the year's over. But I didn't really realize how. Well, I didn't look into it because at the start because I was so busy. But like now, like when this news came out that he believes that he was stealing from him rather than paying off his debts because he is his friend. This is like, it's just shady and it's sketchy, and I love it.
it's amazing.
I absolutely love it because the MLB has no fucking idea what to do.
No.
They have no clue.
I just want to say one last thing on the Dodgers here. Yamamoto, whatever the hell his name is.
Yamamoto,
I don't
yeah.
care. He's not a Yankee, and thank God he's not a Yankee because that dude's getting shelled.
Yeah, he'll
He's
be
terrible.
back.
He's terrible.
Yeah, hey, he's
He's
on your
terrible. He's on
fantasy
my
team. You
fantasy
have
team.
to root for him.
I'm rooting.
I can't wait.
I have
can't
multiple
wait.
Dodgers on my team, and I hope that this team folds immaculately.
Yeah, I'm.
Did you see the picture of Ohtani in the hole while Mookie Betts was warming up?
Yeah,
So it said Ohtani Betts.
Ohtani Betts.
That was awesome.
It's a sign.
That
It's a
was awesome.
fucking sign. But yeah, so baseball Thursday, crazy Shohei stuff. Read it if you want. But yeah, so now another thing here, Kyle. I want you to pull up this picture. It's kind of like a quiz. I want to test your knowledge on this. I think it'd be fun. Maybe if we have this on video, we'll have a picture of the picture I'm talking about. Do you have any idea?
No.
Pull up the NFL coaching head the head coach's picture.
I love that picture. Yeah, send me it.
I want to test your knowledge. I want to see if you can name all of them and also name the people who aren't there. Try not to read it. I'm going to send you it right now. Head coaching photo.
I love this picture. There was a few missing. Mike Tomlin and
damn it, he
Mike
already
McCarthy. No, dude, I overanalyze this picture every year.
Okay, wait.
Well, it's been analyzed by me, but still send it to me. I want to be able to pull it up.
All right, so we'll have the photo on the camera here when the time
Did you
comes.
send it in the group chat?
No, I'm just going to... Actually, I might as well send it to the group chat here. I always think of, like, Jordan's just sitting in this group chat.
That's true.
He's just chilling in this group chat. I wonder what he thinks.
It always surprises me when, like, we'll be texting and I'll see, like, Jordan come across my screen. I'm like, how the fuck did he know we were talking about that? And then I open it, it's our group chat, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, he's in it.
It'll just be at the most random times.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, he saw all these texts. Like, for the last week, he's seen all these texts and never responded. Talk about, like, willpower. That dude's got a lot. To not respond ever, That's insane.
All right, you're gonna have to zoom in because
Why
I can't.
couldn't you just save the photo?
It won't let me fucking
Mike just
save
sent
it.
me like
It won't let me save
when you
it.
pull it up on Google and you click on a photo and it's got the little photos below. That's what I just was sent.
It won't let me
it's
save
not.
it.
It's not like just the photo. I got a million pictures in this now. Christ.
Can you at least zoom in on the laptop?
Kinda. All right. So where are we looking?
Just start wherever you
Oh,
want
Fuck.
and see who you can
What the
name.
hell were you doing?
Listen, the phone is fucking up.
All right. Everything's blurry, but all right. The hardballs. I mean, what there is one hardball that looks way better than the other. You could tell one of them went through it at Michigan.
Squidward and Squilliam.
Andy Reid, thick as ever.
Okay.
Who is that next to Andy Reid?
I don't know.
I thought that was
I
Marcus
don't
Mariota
know.
at first.
I think that is the one I'm struggling with the most because I can't.
Is that the new Falcons? That's not the Falcons.
No,
coach.
I don't know who it is. I have no idea.
Is it Kevin Stefanski?
No, it's not Stefanski.
He looks like Marcus Mariota.
All right, we'll move on from that guy.
Yeah.
We'll come back.
That's not the Panthers' new coach, right?
Oh, possibly.
Who's next to him?
I think that's
It's blurry.
Well, I was going to test your knowledge on this.
I-
and let you go.
I'm just
about
going to look up the photo. I can't see shit on this. What?
it. Thank you. Thank you.
that
I
is-
tried. I tried to save it.
That was ridiculous. Literally, like, you sent me not only like
Okay, no, that
He
was
sent-
bad. That was
he
bad.
sent me like when you click on it and it comes up a little bit bigger, and then there's a million photos below that are like it. That's what I was sent. That's what you were sent. That's what he sent me. That screenshot. So when you zoom in on it on a computer, it's just blurry.
It's a thought that counts, Colin.
Definitely thought.
But yeah, that's the one, that guy next to Reed, I'm struggling with the most, and I was going to see if you can find out who it was. So you have up the photo.
Dude looks like Percy Jackson.
I think I got...
Let me talk to you. Do you know who the guy next to him is?
Here, guys, let me see. I think I do.
Okay.
I think I do.
Okay.
Next to him, do you know who that is?
All right. Well, let's relax. We got to stay at that guy. He looks so European. Am I wrong? He looks straight out of Italy.
He just looks like a typical finance bro.
They kind of all do.
Yeah. Dan Campbell looks gigantic.
Just a beast.
Yeah.
Next to him,
Yep.
to your right, who is that?
Oh, to the right?
Yes.
Is that Dan Campbell's kid?
Good guess. Good guess. So that's a proud father at his finest.
Bro, why? Are Salah's eyes closed?
Salah's been through a lot, man. You got to leave him be. You know, he got the most shit on Twitter because of this photo. And did you hear what he said? He was like, yeah, we hear all this, like Salah sucks, Joe D sucks. Like, yeah, we just got to do our job. I'm like, yo, it's the off season. We're hearing this. Like, you can't make this up. Poor Salah. Leave him out of this. Leave him out of this. He's been through it, man. He's still here.
Be the New York Jets head coach. This is what happens.
Andy Reid is the best.
He's the
He's got.
absolute goat.
Let's just go through it. All right. So let's start with Andy Reid.
Okay.
He looks fantastic. I mean, he's got the Hawaiian shirt. I mean, I never want that to end.
Yeah, I don't
I
either.
never want that to end. He's got. Is he wearing Vans? Is he wearing Vans?
He's got cankles, bro.
No, wait. Those might be. No, dude. Those look like Vans. I don't know how them ankles fit in there. But yes. Bro, who the fuck is next to him?
I think it is the Panthers coach, but I don't. I'm not 100%
Isn't
sure.
his name's like
He's so young.
Canoes?
Like,
It's like Canals? Am I wrong?
we'll check off air or after we're finished naming everyone else.
All
and
right.
we'll see. Next to him, I'll help you. How about this?
Gerard Mayo looks ridiculous. Like that guy looked like he forgot that he had this. He looks hungover as hell.
It looked like he forgot to pack a nice shirt and was like, yo, he texted the GM, yo, you guys wearing nice shirts? You're like, yeah, of course. He's like, fuck, I don't have one.
He
Like,
thought it
that's
was the
Gerard
coach's
Mayo.
combine. We forgot it was a meeting.
He looks insane there. Okay, so next to the guy we don't know, I think that's Matt Eberfluss. I'm pretty convinced that's Eberfluss.
Yep.
Next to him, Dennis Allen. That's the Saints head coach.
Yep.
That's Kevin Stefanski right there.
Kevin Stefanski.
He looks like a Harry Potter character. Dougie
He looks
P.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, for sure. Those buttons are a little too tight on him.
Good shoe game. Actually, not good shoe game. He's wearing Pandas. I watched a TikTok. Shoe heads, sneaker heads. Pandas most overrated shoe.
There you go.
I know.
You're the Jays, though. Got to respect it. Dougie P. Gannon for the Cardinals. Obviously, Brian Dable. Dan Quinn. Bob Saleh.
Dude, those two, Dan Quinn and Dable, look like they got put on the end as best buddies, you know? They almost look like cops.
Yeah,
they're on the end just making sure everyone's like staying in line.
I can see that, yeah. Okay, so the one between Gerard Mayo and Dan Quinn. Do you know who that is?
Between Gerard Mayo and Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn's, or not Dan Quinn, Dan Campbell.
The white, his kid?
Yeah, you know who that is?
Dude,
he's a very forgotten quarterback, but like he shouldn't be. Or not quarterback, coach.
Is it? Oh, wait, that's the Bengals coach.
There you go. You know his name?
Dan Quinn Jr.?
Yeah, not Dan Quinn Jr. We'll call him Dan Campbell Jr. But Zach Taylor.
Yeah.
Zach Taylor. And then we got our old friend Todd Bowles. We have D'Amico Ryans.
Todd Bowles looks great.
That guy next to D'Amico, that's Shane Steichen. That's Steichen.
Yep. Steichen looks.
He looks like Mr. Oh my God, what was his name?
He looks like that dad that makes his kid finish his dinner every night.
He looks like the mad MLB or like just head coach for like a farm baseball team, and his son goes like 0 for 4 and just shits on him.
Yeah,
and he just compliments everyone else. Yeah, just angry.
He looks like a teacher.
Him, okay, and that's Kevin O'Connell.
I have a guess at the mystery man.
What?
The dude next to
Andy Reid.
Gannon.
No, it's not Gannon. No.
Gannon's on the end. He's
Gannon's
in front of Dable.
He's right in front of Dable.
Those three stuck together. The three guys in the East that just have gotten shit on the last year.
Yeah.
I know he's not in the East anymore. But.
Mm-hmm. Then we got Shanahan, Antonio Pierce. Do you know who that is?
Matt LaFleur and Sean McVay know exactly what they're doing sitting next to each other.
Yep.
Because they're definitely...
It's all the Commanders.
Can we go to...
And McDaniel.
Yeah, he's there too. But can we just go to their Instagrams and see if they crop that out and put themselves together as a thirst trap?
I wouldn't be shocked. I actually am going to check.
They tried hard. I think LaFleur's got a little Travis Matthews shirt on, to be honest. Which those ones come in tight. They make your arms look nice. I have one. Makes me look bigger than I am.
So they don't have Instagrams, but probably on their Facebook pages or whatnot. And then the guy next to McDaniel, who is that guy? I don't know who he is, but I feel like I should.
Who's next to McDaniel?
I don't know. It's just normal looking.
All right, I'm going
guys
back to the
know.
photo. I went down to this one page has it all broken down. It has their individual pictures, but it's like in order. But I can't fucking figure this out.
So it was, and then Raheem Morris, obviously the new Atlanta coach. Missing from this, Mike Tomlin. I don't see Sean Payton there. Yeah, Mike Tomlin, Sean Payton, and that's like kind of...
No, wait, that one...
Next to McDaniel. Yeah, so we have to make sure
is
we
that
have
the
this
Titans?
photo, like, up on the video.
Is that the Titans?
Yes, possibly. Oh, yes. This guy right here.
Yeah, that's the new
Titans
that's the new coach.
Yep.
I don't know his name for shit.
No, but okay, so that narrows it down. The guy next to Andy Reid has to be the Panthers coach. It doesn't say their names, though.
Yeah.
Well, maybe our followers will help us.
McDermott looks like he's about to drop a bomb on someone.
Yep. Yeah, he looks nutty in that photo. He doesn't look right.
He pranks galore.
Yeah,
this photo. I love it.
A little.
Let's see. Mike McDonald.
Mike McDonald. That's the Titans coach.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. before we have to just answer who this guy is now, because it's gonna drive me crazy.
Kyle Shanahan looks old in this. McDaniel looks like he is the youngest guy there.
Dave Canales. That's his name. You were right.
I was close, yeah.
You were close.
I think I said Canales, something like
Dave
that.
Canales is the new Panthers coach. That is the mystery man next to Andy Reid.
Got it.
So that was fun. I wanted to just see where you'd be at there. You did good. I sent you a shitty photo, but it's all right. We came back.
That was brutal what you said.
Sorry. Okay, 2 new things with the NFL, and then we'll wrap up and we'll get into our next episode here. 2 new rules. So we have the hip drop tackle rule now is effective and in play for the upcoming season. I believe when that does happen, it has to be obvious, and it will result in a 15-yard penalty and possibly fines. It's probably going to be more so fines than it is penalties because they're going to be so hard to call.
Yeah. Everyone's all mad about that, and I totally understand where they're coming from. But at the same time, like these GMs, these head coaches, like the people that are really looking at these rules and deciding what we should go with and all this, and the owners, like they're the ones paying these guys. And when this tackle is consistently breaking ankles and legs throughout the year for key players, like, yeah, they're going to want that tackle removed. You know what I mean? So, like, I think a lot of people have to take a step back and realize who's voting on these rule changes. It's not necessarily the NFL, but it's the owners. And the owners are the ones paying the players, and they don't want to see their guys going down with broken legs and being out for the year. It's one thing to twist your ankle. It's another to literally break a bone in your leg.
So are you in favor of this rule?
No. But I see where they're coming from. Like, I'm not going to be in an uproar because it's like if I was in their position, yeah, I would probably want to do everything in my power to make sure there was rules in place so that my best players did not break their legs.
The players are not happy about this.
They are the defensive players. Defensive players. Offensive.
I can't even blame them, though. You can't. I mean, so NFL executive Jeff Miller said the hip drop tackle was used 230 times last season and resulted in 15 players missing time with injuries.
Boom. That's enough for me to be like, yeah.
I just don't get this rule. I mean, like if you want to just start putting flags on these players, you might as well. But I mean, you're really not helping out the defense whatsoever. I mean, look at the previous 2 years between PIs and defenseless hits. Okay, fair enough. It's completely turning offensive.
Why can't you just tackle them in the legs? You know, like if you're chasing someone down, you don't have to jump on their hip and land on their leg and break it. You know what I mean? Like you're going to get the same tackle if you just dive out and you get their legs.
Well, it's easier said than done in the heat of the moment.
I know
you
that.
Know what I mean? So
but at the same time, and they weren't thinking about it until now.
They've been using the one video that has been described as the hip drop tackle is the one against Mark Andrews, where you're trying to tackle a 6'7", 260, 70 pound man.
Get your weight up. Get your weight up, boys.
Look at that point. Like, what do you just got to do whatever you got to do to take him down. I mean, again, I think we'll see it. I mean, if they're utilizing this on 4th and 15 and they're like, hip drop tackle flag 15 yards.
Oh, you're going to see people in an uproar. I'll be
yeah. Like, it's going to be one of those things where you're watching the game and it just completely changes the trajectory of the game. I think
it's going to happen all the time. I think it's a pretty common type of tackle.
I think it's going to be more so fine-based than it is penalty-based. I think
Well, they said they're going to be calling penalties.
They will, but I feel like it really has to fit that criteria to call it that penalty. And you know how fucking bad the refs are to begin with.
It's pretty clear. I mean, it's just if you wrap a guy's hips and drag him down from behind, it's pretty clear to see if it happens.
I mean, dude, I just really feel for defensive players, man. They're just getting the shit out of the stick now, and it sucks. Hearing this because it's football and okay, I get it. Like they're trying to use new statistics and science-based stuff to really protect these players, obviously with the equipment that they're using. But when you're trying to take out the personal aspect of playing the game and not form tackling, but finding ways to play the game and tackle somebody, and you're completely throwing this out of it, where it's it's common. I mean, you're running, you're chasing someone down. Look at the Buda Baker DK stuff. It's like, are you going to consider that a hip drop tackle as well? Like, it's just part of the game, and like it sucks that people get injured from this. But like, bro, you sign up for it. You're getting paid hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. Like, dude, that happens. I mean, I'm saying this as a fan perspective. I mean, do we know what we're talking about? No, but like, I think we could say like this is really hurting the NFL. I mean, it's just more flags going to be thrown and more ways to rig freaking games, man. Cut that out. Make sure it's not on camera.
Oh, put that in. So I just want to say this before people start coming at me, because I am against the rule change, but I'm just saying I see where the owners are coming from. Like, but as a player, you sign up to play a sport. You know, like you know what comes with the sport. You know what could happen in the sport. And you know, like, it's kind of like soccer. Like, when I sign up to play soccer, I know that if a ball gets played into the box, the goalie he's going to come out and try and punch it. If I go up and we're both here and I get punched in the head, I can't expect for a call to be made because he has the same right to go for the ball as me.
Mm-hmm.
So in football, when you sign up, you know that you could be tackled at any time when you have the football. You have to know where you are on the field and brace yourself for anything that could happen. Injuries are going to happen in a sport like football. Look at rugby. Can you imagine if football players and these owners had rugby teams? They'd be off the rugby wouldn't be a sport anymore if these owners were in charge.
Speaking of rugby, there was a show on Netflix that I was watching. One of the players from Wales is actually chasing his dream, trying to become an NFL player.
Nice. Well, this probably ruined that.
And was probably was a very, very good player for Wales. Wales wasn't like the top country in the champions, or it's the Six Nations it's called. I think they were like fifth overall. They were not good.
Yeah.
But he was one of the better players. I hope he succeeds. But let's move on to another rule that has been changed, the kickoff rule. I think this is probably one of the better ideas that the NFL has came up with. Actually, they didn't come up with it. The XFL did. Shout out to the XFL. This is the now proposed rule change where they're going to be kicking from the 30, I believe.
So I have the rules up right here.
Okay, let me hear it.
All right, so they're kicking from the 35. Ball at the 35 if it goes out of the end zone. Ball at the 40 if it doesn't reach the landing zone. Ball at the 20 if it hits the landing zone and rolls into the end zone. It must be returned if received in the landing zone.
Yeah, so the landing zone is from the 20-yard line to the goal line. Yep. And then if it's a touchback, it gets placed at the 40, I believe. Right? No. I don't. So there are some complications.
If it doesn't reach the landing zone, it goes to the 40.
Mm-hmm.
If it goes out of the end zone, so a touchback, 35. Ball at the 20, if it hits the landing zone and rolls into the end zone, touchback.
Which is placed at the
20.
Heard. So, but the players will be set up.
It's two in the landing zone. The attacking team or the receiving team is between the 30 and 35. And then everyone else is on the 40.
Yeah. So
you have to be on the 40.
Okay. You see, I like that because I feel like
it's going to create chaos.
For sure. And I think it was more like a throwaway play that, like, obviously the kickoff would happen, touchback, offense running onto the field. Now, look at the Steelers. They just signed Cordero Patterson strictly for this role. Yep. It's going to take a lot more consideration now because special teams really didn't have any. I mean, it had a slight effect when it comes to kicking and punting and whatnot, but like when it comes to kickoffs now, I mean, this is important. So it's going to be a big swing, and I actually think this is good for the league because a lot more players are going to be getting opportunities within special teams. So good job, NFL. Can't believe I'm saying that, but I'm glad that they switched, and I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
So, yeah. So, one last thing here. Gassy, what time are we at? Do you know? 40. Any thoughts on the Jerry Jones research at all? Did you see that photo?
All in, bro. We are all in. I have no comment. No comment. But we're going to be without Dak Prescott because they are not signing him to an extension.
Right.
Yep, that's where I'm at. I don't want to talk about it right now. We talked about it enough last week.
That's fine.
Everyone knows where I stand. We are a mess. We're never going to win. Jerry Jones, the evil man, the Sith Lord. It is what it is. He wasn't even writing anything. He was literally. I honestly think he was trying to sign his name. You know, like when you practice signing your name in your notebook at school. I think that's what he was doing. And I mean, it all makes perfect sense as to why we signed absolutely no one. I have no further comment.
There we go. So B team, new episode.
Oh, and we have 2 games on Christmas Wednesday this year.
Yeah, there you go.
That'll be sick. All right, that's all.
There we go. So keep liking, subscribe, y'all, please. We put out a lot of stuff. It's great stuff as well. You don't even have to watch a damn video if you don't want. You should.
If your name is Jerry and you hear this, you have to follow us and subscribe.
There you go. It's good stuff. Follow, subscribe, and we will see you soon with another episode.
Peace.